Once upon a time in the underwater city of Bikini Bottom, there lived a cheerful sponge named SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob woke up one morning to the beautiful sight of jellyfish floating past his window. It was going to be a great day. He could feel it in his porous little sponge body. After fixing his karate trophy that fell off the wall again, SpongeBob went downstairs to feed his pet snail, Gary. He made some delicious-smelling breakfast and called Gary. Come and get it, Gary. Gary meowed and slowly made his way over to his food. He was very slow, but that's why SpongeBob loved him. After feeding Gary, SpongeBob put on his chef's hat and headed off to work at the Krusty Krab. He worked under Mr. Krabs, the owner of the restaurant who cared about only one thing, money. Mr. Krabs had a secret recipe for making the tastiest burger in the ocean called a Krabby Patty, but that secret recipe was his biggest worry. The moment SpongeBob opened the door, Mr. Krabs ran to greet him. "SpongeBob, me boy," he said, "there's a big problem. The Krabby Patty secret formula has gone missing." SpongeBob couldn't believe it. Missing. "Oh no, Mr. Krabs, that's terrible." Mr. Krabs explained that he suspected his longtime nemesis, Plankton, the owner of the Chum Bucket, had stolen it again. Plankton was a tiny copepod who tried to steal the formula every day. When they looked across the street, they saw that the Chum Bucket was completely dark and quiet. Strange, SpongeBob thought. Plankton usually brags when he steals something. SpongeBob wanted to find Plankton and get the formula back. So he asked his best friend, Patrick Star, to go with him. Patrick was always ready for an adventure. When SpongeBob told him about the missing formula, Patrick was excited. He was also eating an ice cream cone while lying under his rock. Adventure, secret formula, count me in, Patrick shouted happily. They first went to see Sandy Cheeks, the smartest squirrel under the sea. She was busy testing a new invention, but she stopped to listen to their problem. "The secret formula is missing," said SpongeBob. "Can you help us find it?" Sandy thought for a moment. "I think I can help. There may be some unusual energy signals coming from the direction of the jellyfish fields. Follow this, and it just might lead you to the thief," she said, handing them a special underwater compass. SpongeBob thanked Sandy and headed toward the jellyfish fields with Patrick. Soon they were surrounded by hundreds of jellyfish. Patrick was scared because he didn't like jellyfish. "SpongeBob, I'm scared," he whispered. "I think we should turn back." Suddenly, a jellyfish stung Patrick, and he cried out. "Ouch, they don't like hugs," he yelled. SpongeBob quickly grabbed his jellyfishing net and distracted the jellyfish, and they made it out of the jellyfish field safely. The compass led them to a dark cave deep under the sea. Inside, they saw glowing crystals and strange machines. Then a shadow moved. Out stepped Plankton, the little copepod they had been looking for. He had built a giant robot that looked like Mr. Krabs in an attempt to scare him and take over the Krusty Krab, but Plankton wasn't alone. "Plankton, give back the formula," demanded SpongeBob. Plankton laughed evilly. "You fools, with this robot, I don't need the formula. I'll crush the Krusty Krab and make everyone eat chum forever," he yelled. Patrick was terrified. "SpongeBob, I think we should run," he said, backing away slowly. But SpongeBob stood his ground. Using Sandy's invention, he realized that the robot's weak spot was the glowing crystal on its chest. "Patrick, distract the robot while I look for a way inside," SpongeBob said. "Okay," Patrick replied bravely. SpongeBob crept closer to the robot and peeked inside. He saw the Krabby Patty secret formula on a shelf. Just then, the robot whirled around and started chasing SpongeBob. Patrick shouted, "Run, SpongeBob, run!" SpongeBob danced in front of the robot, keeping it distracted until he could find a way inside. Soon he spotted a small opening. He crawled through it and reached for the formula. Just as he grabbed it, the robot smashed its fist through the wall, sending rocks and dirt flying everywhere. Gotcha, it boomed. SpongeBob quickly hid the formula behind his back. Why doesn't this silly robot understand? He said to himself. It's not nice to steal. Then SpongeBob had an idea. He started dancing in front of the robot again, pretending to be trapped. Patrick joined in too, and soon they were both exhausted. We can't keep this up, SpongeBob gasped. Patrick, smash the crystal on its chest, he said. Okay, Patrick replied, taking a deep breath. He then threw a big rock at the crystal. Smash! The crystal shattered, and the robot collapsed into pieces. Plankton shouted angrily, "Noo-woo, not again," he cried. He tried to escape, but Sandy appeared and captured him in a bubble net she had invented. SpongeBob returned the formula to Mr. Krabs, who was so happy he gave them all free Krabby Patties for a whole week. That night, SpongeBob sat with Patrick, Sandy, and even Squidward, the grumpy cashier at the Krusty Krab, who only came for the free food. They ate Krabby Patties together and celebrated their victory. SpongeBob looked at his friends and said, as long as we're together, Bikini Bottom will always be safe. And so, another adventure ended with laughter, friendship, and, of course, Krabby Patties. The end.